First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Psalms, the 37th chapter. Security to those who trust in the Lord, and insecurity to or of the wicked. A psalm of David. Fret not thyself because of evildoers. And when you go into the word fret, it's like to stress, right? To get mad, to get pissed, to lose your cool. Okay? To be hot, to be furious, to be angry, to heat oneself in vexation. So, as it says, fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. For they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. So, everything they're doing, it may piss you off, right? It may get to you, but don't worry about it, because it's not going to be long before the Lord brings judgment upon them. They're going to get their just due, as it says, cut down like the grass. Okay, so don't let them, get you bent out of shape, because the Lord is already going to take care of it. Trust in the Lord Yahweh and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Which, when the Lord took us to the land, we were to trust in him so that we would remain in the land, right? The land itself, Moses told us, right, that it wasn't a land like Egypt. You depended on the reign of the Lord. So that means you depended on your obedience to the Lord. But also, our disobedience is what made the Lord take us out of the land. And our obedience is going to have the Lord take us back into the land, right? Through salvation when he delivers us, right? And it says, verily thou shalt be fed, right? We're going to be nourished. We're going to be provided for of the Lord. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. And David knows what he's talking about, right? Go and read Psalms, the 119th chapter. He goes into that, right? How his delight was in the precepts, the ways of the Lord. It's like here. So it says here, verse 4, delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Yeah, if you delight in the Lord, you'll do the things that are pleasing to the Lord, and he'll give you the desires of your heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord Yahweh, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. Yeah. So, your way, right, the things that you do, entrust your care to the Lord, and he shall bring it to pass. You pray to the Lord, whatever the situation is, and you have faith, you commit your way unto him, and he's going to take care of it. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. And the judgment here is justice. Okay, so he's going to bring it forth bright and early. Let's read this in the NLT. It says, you will make your innocence radiate like the dawn, and the justice of your cause will shine like the noonday sun. Rest in the Lord Yahweh and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way. You see? So wait for the Lord. And we're in that position now. You see the wicked in power. You see the things they're doing. And, we just have to patiently wait and endure it. But it's so easy for them to get you to try and fret, but don't, right? Because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. And their devices are their plans, their wicked plans and schemes. Don't let that mess you up, because we already know we got the victory. We know, according to prophecy, their time is up. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. So it's better to keep a cool head, right? The scriptures say, be angry and sin not. But it's even better to be long-suffering and slow to anger. Stop being angry. Turn from your rage. Don't lose your temper. It only leads to harm. For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord Yahweh they shall inherit the earth. See? So at the end of the day, they don't have a sure foundation. They're going to be cut off. They're going to be judged. But those that wait on the Lord with patience shall inherit the earth, and that's the elect. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. See, and it won't be long. See, first they're going to be taken out of power, and then after 1,000 years, Obadiah 1:18 is going to kick in, and they're going to be like a dream that you wake up from, or a nightmare you wake up from, and that's it. Only to be remembered in memory, to the memory. Okay, it says, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth. The Lord said he would beautify the meek with salvation. So who are the meek? The meek are the elect of the nation of Israel. The rest of the nation will come through them, but the inheritance begins with them. And shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The wicked plotteth against the just. And who is the wicked? The wicked here is Esau. Okay, and when we say Esau, we're talking about the elites. They're the ones who are actually doing this. Okay, they plot against the just, and who are the just? Israel. Once again, the elites of Israel. And the elites of Israel are the elect. And gnash upon him with his teeth. Okay, and that's their different legislations, their means of like envying, right? They plot against us, and they look for ways to try and really get rid of us, which they're coming with it, right? Wait till that time of great wrath. But the Lord is going to deliver the meek. The Lord is going to deliver the just from it all. It says the wicked plot against the ungodly, or Slakia, the godly. They gnarl at them in defiance. Right here, they gnash their teeth at them. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. See, you're doing all this, right? You're doing all this, that, and the third. You look like you're in a position of victory, but the Lord is laughing at you because you don't even see that you're going full speed on a bridge that's only halfway. Can you meet me halfway? Yeah, you're going to go halfway and then fall off the bridge. That's what the Lord is looking at. That's why the Lord is laughing. Because you're thinking you're going full speed. Hey, ain't nobody on this bridge. Shit. You merging lane to lane to lane. Ain't no cops. And then boom. You're driving, and before you know it, there's no more ground under you. The gas feel kind of light. What's going on? It's because your tires are spinning in the air. Verse 14. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy. And who are the poor and needy? Israel. To slay such as be of upright conversation. We are the ones of upright conversation. What did the Apostle Paul say? Right, Philippians 3:20. For our conversation is in heaven, from whence also we look for the Savior, the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. Now let's look into the word conversation here in Psalms 37. It says here, Darak, which is way, road, manner, right? Manner, habit, of course of life. And it's the same kind of word here for conversation in Philippians 3. Right now, in here it's in Greek, but the meaning is the same. Right? It says here, administration of civil affairs or of commonwealth. Okay, so this isn't anastrophe, but it's still it's still in line with the same thing, right? Because a citizen, or one that is a part of a certain commonwealth, is required to live a certain kind of way, right? When you based on whatever country or state you're a citizen of, that affects your manner or course of life. So if you're a citizen of heaven, then you're going to live in an upright manner. If you're a citizen of heaven, you're not going to be committing adultery. You're not allowed to do that. You're not going to be, committing murder. So the commonwealth of citizens, which here is the conversation of, as it says, is in heaven, is also synonymous with the upright conversation. So it says here, verse 15, Oh, right. So the wicked have drawn out their sword. When you draw out your sword and you bend your bow, you're basically taking aim or targeting. And this is what they are doing. So who are the wicked here? Malachi 1 and 3 will tell you, right? Esau, Edom, they have drawn their bow. They're targeting the poor to make war against the needy and to slay such as be of upright conversation. Their sword shall enter into their own heart. So the Lord is going to do, he's going to have this go in reverse. The weapon they're coming with is going to be used against them. Right? It's kind of like how they're creating these missiles here, for this Third World War, behind the scenes orchestrating it all as an example. But it's going to, those same weapons are going to rain down upon them and destroy their own kingdom. And their bows shall be broken. And this is when the Lord, breaks down the weapons, the tools, and ultimately the kingdom and society of Esau, right? When he takes down his empire and brings judgment upon him, the snare that he has set is going to work against him. A little that is righteous, or a little that a righteous man hath, is better than the riches of many wicked. Yeah, and that because he is righteous, and in the book of Sirach it tells you, right, the he that feareth the Lord is above them all. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, which their arms are going into their power. But the Lord upholdeth the righteous. So, and this is why he said, don't fret. They're destined for their judgment, right? And the Lord is going to uphold the righteous. So don't worry. It's just a matter of time. The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. Let's read that in the NLT. It says here, day by day the Lord takes care of the innocent, and they will receive an inheritance that lasts forever. See, our kingdom, which is a part of our inheritance, is not going to, which really it's us getting a share in Yahweh Shai's kingdom. That's going to last forever. It's not going to be translated from one people to another. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. Does it not say that in Job? He shall redeem thee in famine. He shall redeem thee from death. And we're not going to be ashamed in the evil time. What is the ultimate evil time coming upon us now? The time of Jacob's trouble. But the Lord is going to what? Deliver him from the same. Right? 2nd Ezra 16. I shall deliver you from the same. That's around what, the 72nd verse on down. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord Yahweh shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume. Into smoke shall they consume away. So how is the Lord going to bring destruction in this time upon the wicked? With actual fire. So it's fitting that it mentions the smoke here. NLT, it says, but the wicked will die. The Lord's enemies are like flowers in a field. They will disappear like smoke. The wicked borroweth and payeth not again, but the righteous sheweth mercy and giveth. You see, they'll and when you look at in Esau's case, he doesn't even borrow, he just takes. He what's it called? He takes with authority. And payeth not again. Okay, and that's wicked. That's a wicked practice. But the righteous are not like that, right? They show, as it says, he showeth mercy and giveth, right? He's generous, he lends, or he just let's read that how it says that in the NLT. But they give, they're generous givers. The wicked borrow and never repay, but the godly are generous givers, and the Lord loves a cheerful giver. For such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth. Who are blessed of the Lord? His elect, right? The nation of Israel, starting with his elect. That's where the blessings start with. Because they are the first fruits. They were with the Lord from the beginning. And they were preordained to receive the inheritance of the earth. And they that be cursed of him shall be cut off. Who are his cursed? Should be in, what's that, Isaiah? Is that Isaiah 30? People of my cursed? Let's see if we can find that. Find that real quick. It might be Isaiah 30. Let me see. It shall come down. Yep. Isaiah 34 and 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, which is the Isaiah, what's that? There's so many precepts to remember. 54:16, right? Behold, I have created a smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created a waster to destroy. These are the weapons of the Lord's indignation. Okay? These are the weapons of the Lord's indignation. So an example of this, which is dealing with the creation of the missiles, that is the sword. One of the sword here is the missiles. That is a part of the weapons of the Lord's indignation. There's not going to be a giant sword, a double-edged sword from heaven that's going to just come down from the sky out of nowhere one day, fall from heaven like Thor's hammer and come down, boom, upon Idumea. No, it's the nuclear missiles that's going to bring destruction upon Edom, upon his kingdom, and upon the people of my cursed to judgment, or of my curse. So Edom is referred to as the people of the Lord's curse to judgment. So going back to Psalm 37, it says, and they that be cursed of him shall be cut off. And that's what's going to happen to them. They're going to lose their kingdom. They're going to serve captivity. And then they're going to be cut off from the earth permanently. The steps of a good, and that's in Obadiah 1:18. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord Yahweh, and he delighteth in his way. So the Lord guides the steps of the righteous. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. Imagine like falling, but somebody's holding on to you. So you're like, it's like semi-fall. You don't fall completely down, and then you're able to be supported to get back up again. That's how the Lord is holding on to the righteous. Because yeah, you may fall, right? Certain things happen, but you get back up again because the Lord is holding on to you. I have been young and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. That's synonymous with Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, the 2nd chapter. Those that trust in the Lord are not going to be forsaken. He's going to take care of them. That's why David is saying this. He is ever merciful and lendeth, and his seed is blessed. Depart from evil and do good, and dwell forevermore. See? So if you follow the ways of righteousness, you're going to be blessed, right? You lend. Solomon said that, right? Ecclesiastes 11:1. Cast thy bread upon the waters, and thou shalt receive it again. So you lend, you give. It says here, and his seed is blessed. Depart from evil and do good, and dwell forevermore. Because if you do evil, you'll be cut off. So how are you going to dwell forevermore? By following the ways that lead to life everlasting. For the Lord loveth judgment, and forsaketh not his saints, and the saints are Israel. They are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. Right? This is all we know, the same point reiterated again and again and again. And we're going to see this in prophecy. We know that the saints are going to be preserved forever because they're going to have that life eternal. But the seed of the wicked, we also know is going to be cut off because of the judgment written against them. The righteous shall inherit the land and shall dwell therein forever. What land is that? The same land we're going to be brought back to, which is the land of Israel. The mouth of the righteous speak wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment. And we're doing that now, right? We're speaking the wisdom of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. We're teaching this truth, and we speak of judgment as well. The justice the Lord is going to bring. The law of his God is in his heart, in his mind. None of his steps shall slide, meaning you're sure-footed. You're not going to fall. You're not going to slip because you're staying in the ways of the Lord. Your heart is stayed upon him, right? Isaiah 26:3, thou will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee. The wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. The Lord will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. See, so when they, as it says, they're watching us, right? And they do seek to slay us. They're looking for an occasion. But the Lord is not going to leave us in their hand, in their power, or in their grasp, nor condemn us, as it says, when he is judged. The Lord is going to, is that vindicate? To clear someone of suspicion, blame, or doubt, to prove that a criticized theory, action, or person is correct, justified, or true. So the Lord is going to vindicate us. Wait on the Lord and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land, which is the promised land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. And we will see it, right? Lord willing, will of the elect, we're going to see the destruction of the kingdom of the wicked, which is Babylon, this system today, this empire. And we're also going to see at that day that which is going to be an honor of all his saints to witness the wicked being cut off. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree, right? And that's why the scriptures liken the wicked or Esau onto in Habakkuk. It says that he keepeth not at home, right? He heapeth unto himself all people. So he's spreading himself and that wickedness all around, as it says, like a green bay tree. Yet he passeth away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I sought him, but he could not be found. See, at this point, Esau is everywhere, right? He's permeated his wickedness throughout the whole planet, but there's going to come a point in time when you're going to try to search. Now you try not to find him, and you find him or he finds you. But in the kingdom, after the judgment that is set, you're going to search for him, and you're not going to be able to find him because they're going to be done away with. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. It says, look at those who are honest and good, for a wonderful future awaits those who love peace. And they should be a good example, right? You mark them, you spot them out. In Sirach, it says, if you find one of understanding, wear the doors of his step. Learn as much as you can from him, because if you know his end is going to be peace, and you want peace, I don't want peace. You want peace, you you follow his footsteps. But the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The end of the wicked shall be cut off. That's going to be their judgment. Okay, transgressors are going to be destroyed, judged of the Lord, and the end result of the wicked shall be cut off. This is why in the beginning he said, fret not thyself over the wicked. They have their judgment already set. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord. He is their strength in time of trouble. And the Lord is going to deliver the elect, the righteous, from trouble, and then beautify them with salvation. It's synonymous. And the Lord Yahweh shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in him. That's why I keep emphasizing the elect, because yes, all Israel will be saved at some point, but not all Israel is trusting in the Lord now. Those that are trusting in Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, are the elect of Israel. They're the ones that are going to be delivered from the wicked, who is Esau. And they're the ones who are going to be saved. And that brings us to the end of the book of Psalms, the 37th chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rechak Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.